The biggest EU Throne of Liberty PvP tournament hosted by Blue Squadron is underway, boasting an insane number of 54 guilds signed up and ready to battle it out for the prize pool of $2,400 US. In case you missed the live stream on Twitch, here is the summary of all the round 1 matches. But first, it wouldn't be a tournament without some drama. Before the tournament even started, 2 guilds have decided to drop out of the tournament. One of those guilds was SDC Black, which I am very familiar with as they are known for dodging other guilds and alliances, simply by transferring servers as soon as someone stronger joins their server. They have done it multiple times as they prefer to play on a dead PvE servers, spending their time fishing. To paraphrase their reason for dropping out, they said, "We didn't want to play against Synergy who are known for scripting and cheating." Which is kinda funny, cause they had to win 2 matches before they faced Synergy, and let's be honest, them being a PvE guild, they wouldn't even win the first one. And the second guild that dropped out was Yang, which I'm not familiar with, but after reading some comments it was safe to say they had similar reasons, considering they're also a PvE fishing guild. First match was Bored Apes vs Call Me Daddy. The fight started pretty equal with both sides doing really well, but the first cap went to Call Me Daddy. Bored Apes were getting close to flipping the cap a few times, but it wasn't enough and Call Me Daddy held the point until the end. Next up was Elder vs Deviant Furor. The fight was very equal until the final 8 minutes when Elder managed to get the first cap. Deviant was getting close to flipping the point few times, but Elder stood strong and managed to hold the point until the end, claiming the victory. Next match was Virtus Invicta vs Hafensager. This match was very one-sided. After skirmishing for the first 5 minutes, Hafen was able to cap the point pretty early and just held it until the end without almost any strong attempt from Virtus Invicta. Next up was Delusive vs Just Play. The first cap was started by Just Play, but they were not able to hold and Delusive almost managed to grab the first cap, but at 97% they left the point and Just Play managed to overrun it. The match was a nail-biter with both guilds holding at around 80%, but Delusive managed to grab the first cap with 8 minutes left. Just Play wasn't able to break Delusive and they held it until the end. TrollOnlyFans and Chaos Q was one of the most exciting matches in round 1. TrollOnlyFans was able to get an early cap by completely pushing Chaos Q off the point. But with 6 minutes left, Chaos Q managed to rally and flip the cap on their side. It was looking like Chaos Cube would take home the victory, but TrollOnlyFans had other plans. I'm just gonna let you watch this.
TrollOnlyFans doing everything they can. 30 seconds left on the clock. This is the closest match I have ever seen. 25 seconds. TrollOnlyFans doing what they can to out-skirmish the Chaos Q backline on this one. 34 to 32, 94%. I don't know if they're going to be able to make it. They only have 15 seconds. 96, 97, 10 seconds, 98, 5 seconds, 99. It's Trolly. No way. Unbelievable! At the buzzer! At the buzzer! Oh my God! Were you here? Did you see it?
Next up was Xmark vs Void, which started pretty close and equal, but Xmark was able to cap the first point, and after that it was just very one-sided victory as Void simply couldn't break the defenses and even attempt any relevant caps. Next match was For Glory vs Pirate Gaming. Casters didn't really give Pirates many chances to win this match, so I guess they took that personally and completely ran through For Glory. After getting the first cap, they were able to hold it really strong without any relevant attempt from For Glory to flip the cap, and as expected, Pirates were able to secure the win. Next match was Unholy Mova vs another For Glory guild. The fight was very equal and back and forth on the point, but Unholy Mova was able to get the first cap. It looked like they would take the victory, but For Glory managed to rally and ran through Unholy Mova defense, capped the point with 5 minutes left and held it until the end to close down the victory. Next match was Chaos X vs Disaster Rage. In the first 5 minutes Chaos X was completely dominating the point, and they were able to get the first cap really easy. Disaster Rage couldn't even get close enough to attempt the cap after that, and the whole match was dominated by Chaos X, who completely ran through them. Next was Ethereum Reapers vs Final Flash. The fight was very equal, back and forth on the point, but the Reapers were able to cap the first point with 8 minutes left. The fighting on the point was equal after that, with few attempts to flip the point, but Final Flash wasn't able to close it, and the Reapers held the point and took the victory. Next was Shin Noodles vs Brother Era, which was one of the very one-sided fights dominated by Shin Noodles, who were able to get the first cap without any contest from Brother Era during the whole fight. Very one-sided and dominant performance from Shin Noodles. KDS Red vs Error 404 was up next. The fight was pretty equal, on the point, with KDS Red starting the first cap. But at 95% before capping, Error 404 was able to rally and it looked like they might flip the point to their side, but it wasn't enough. KDS Red was able to clean up the point, cap it, and with 8 minutes left on the clock, they were able to hold the point without any contest from Error 404. Visceral vs Dezen started out pretty weird, with Dezen sitting on the stairs for the first 5 minutes waiting for the point to unlock. And when it unlocked, they got completely rolled. Visceral got the first cap and managed to hold it for the whole fight without any relevant attempt from them to cap it back. Royal Legion vs Pretz was up next. It was a very equal back and forth fight on the point, with Pretz capping the first point. But with 4 minutes left, Royal Legion was able to rally, ran through Pretz's defenses on the point, flip the point and take the win. Pretz were dominating the whole fight, as it can be seen on the final leaderboard, but this proved that kills don't mean anything if you cannot play as a unit, which the Royal Legion showed to perfection and took the deserved victory. Next up was Calibers vs Vikings on Shroom, which started off pretty equal, but Vikings on Shroom were able to get the first cap and completely dominated the point and the whole fight until the end without almost any attempt from Calibers to flip it. Calibers are also one of those guilds who prefer transferring to dead PvE servers and avoiding real PvP, which kinda showed in this match as they were completely dominated due to lack of PvP experience. But hey, at least they showed up for a tournament, unlike 2 other guilds. Next match was Pain vs Nobody Cares. First 5 minutes looked like we were up for a treat, as it was equal and back and forth. But Pain was able to wipe them, grab the first cap and hold it until the end, completely dominating the match without any relevant attempt from Nobody Cares to flip the cap. Next match was Black Sail vs Chaos F. It looked like Chaos F was dominating hard and the first cap was easily theirs, but at 90% they all decided to leave the point, troll the opponents and showed a very unprofessional and unsportsmanlike behavior with BMing them. At the end they didn't let Black Sail cap and Chaos F managed to take the win. And the last and final match was Hype vs Requiem. It was dominated by Requiem, who capped it first and held it until the last 4 minutes, when Hype started to bring it back, and with the final 2 minutes, Hype was able to flip the cap from Requiem. Requiem dominated the leaderboard, but at the end they couldn't hold the cap. I was honestly surprised by Requiem domination, considering they also prefer to transfer to dead servers and avoid real PvP guilds, as they did it 4 times already. Honestly, a very surprising performance from a PvE guild, but Hype, the real PvP guild, was able to take the win. Well deserved. And this concludes round 1. Congratulations to all the winning guilds moving forward to round 2, where the top tier EU guilds will have their first live showcase. Can any of the guilds who won in round 1 cause an upset and take down PvP giants like Synergy, Failure, Hand of Unity and so on? Or will every match be one-sided dominated? You're gonna have to find out on the 11th February, live on twitch.tv/blue_squadron. Here is the leaderboard, and let me know in the comments who is your favorite to win the tournament, and also thank you for watching.